It's me, Bree Reads!
Hi friends, it's me, Bree. Today, let's draw all kinds of dogs together. Today's project was inspired by this book. You can read with me in another video. Today, let's draw like this. To draw along with me, you'll need paper, a pencil, an eraser. I'm using 2 kinds of black pens for outlining and something you like to color with. I'm using paints and crayons. All the dogs we draw will have the same sort of shape, just in different sizes. It's sort of a gumdrop shape. Here's the large version and ideas for different dogs. On my paper, I know that I want to draw lots of dogs, so I'm going to make just one that's large, and I'm going to put it over here. I do this kind of rounded triangle shape. Now this one is pretty much the same shape, just a little smaller, medium size. I'm going to put 2 medium-sized dogs. I want to make sure that there'll be enough room to add a head on top. Not too close together. Now the same shape except small. Here are some small dogs. I'm going to put 3 small dogs. 1 here, 1 at the bottom, and 1 on the side. I still have room for more. This dog is tall or long. I'm going to put 1 tall dog shape. It's narrower. And last, a wide shape. I have room for 1 more dog. I'll put the wide shape here. I made 8 dogs, and all of them need legs and arms. I'm going about halfway up the size of the dog to make a waterfall line like this and the foot at the bottom. It's the same on this side. Waterfall down, foot to close it. I take half the length of the body and do the same, no matter what size the dog is. Start halfway up, waterfall down, and foot to close. I finish all the dogs. For the tall dog, I make them narrower. For the wide dog, I make them a little wider. Now for the arms. I start here at the same place where the legs begin. I draw down, over, and up. Space, down, over, up. Just like that for all the dogs. I made 8. You can make however many you want to. Tall dogs get longer legs and short dogs get shorter legs. Now let's look at the mouth. Here are some ways to make it. This is a heart, an upside down heart. Here are some dogs with that mouth. This mouth I like to call shaggy. That means they have some extra fur around their mouth. This mouth I call spiky. That means the hair is a little bit pokey. This one is round. It's basically an oval. And this one I call wide. It's like a jelly bean shape. Now back to my paper. The mouth will overlap a little bit on the body and a little bit over the body on top. About 2 fingers for this large dog. It overlaps when I draw this scruffy mouth. The line that you see in the middle will get erased later. That's why we're using pencil. That will go away. I do the same here. It will overlap, part in the air up here and part down over the body. I'm drawing another scruffy mouth. On this one, I'm making a round oval mouth, but it still goes halfway on top and halfway on the body. This one's kind of like a scruffy heart. You can make it up as you go along. This one, I'm using my spiky mouth design. Over here, I'll make the heart. It points at the top. And for the tall dog, a heart that's not quite as wide. I try to match it to the size of the body. Here, I'm making a round mouth. Now, for the head. The head will go on top of the mouth. You can make round, like these dogs. A kind of square with round edges, like these dogs. Or a scruffy design, all hairy, shaggy. You can mix and match however you like. All the heads will overlap a bit with the mouth on top like this. This is a super shaggy dog. That line, same like before, will get erased later. With this dog, the head is round and I'm putting it on top of the mouth, not overlap. Another round head over here. And this one, I want to make shaggy. This one I'll make like a rounded square head, flat on top. Same like this one too. Over here, another round head. And down here, I'm making a round but extra wide version to match the width of this dog. Just have fun and experiment with different shapes and combinations. Now for the eyes, you can make open eyes. I just make some dots like this, kind of tiny ovals. Or these eyes that I call happy. They look like little rainbows. These eyes I call closed. Here's two versions. Or maybe your dog is so shaggy you can't see their eyes at all. Now let's practice different noses. Here's a nose that turns up, almost like an upside-down teardrop. And here's a nose that's a circle, big and round. I'm going to add different eyes and noses with my pencil. Remember, all those extra lines will go away later. This is where you get to have fun and start to see the personality of your dogs come to life. Here's one of the up noses with a pair of open eyes. Here, I'm making another up nose. You can see I'm leaving a small circle of white inside the nose. That helps it to look shiny and wet. Here I'll do a circle nose with open eyes, an up nose with open eyes, another up nose, this time with happy eyes, and the same on this taller dog, happy eyes. Over here, a small circle nose with open eyes. Now, let's look at different kinds of ears you can make. These ones I call floppy. Like these dogs. These I call shaggy. These ones are hairy. These ears I call up. They're standing up on top of the dog's head. And these ones I call down because they're kind of folded. Like these. Let's put some on. You can plan your design in advance or just try different things out. The beauty of using a pencil is you can erase if you want to change something. These ears are the down kind. Over here, I'm doing scraggly, scruffy, shaggy ears. They sit on top of the head. For this one, more shaggy ears to match its shaggy face. These ones I'll do up. Over here, big floppy ears. More shaggy ears. And here I'm doing the kind of down ears. I make a line out, a triangle, and then close it. Now for something extra, a tongue. I'm going to add a tongue to some of my dogs, but not all. This one, I'll make a line from the nose and a tongue sticking out. I'm adding a couple of extras while I do these mouth pieces. A line from the nose down and adding a tongue. I'm putting some extra hairs here. A line from the nose and some extra freckles on this one with a tongue. This is where you can have even more fun making your dogs extra unique. For this one, I'm making a kind of smile from the nose. And now for some tails. You can make a short tail, like this one. It barely shows from the back. A long tail, long and straight, like this one. This I call a pom-pom. That means it's long and straight, but with a pom at the end, either fluffy or spiky. And this tail is a shaggy tail, extra hairy. I'll put a kind of pom-pom on this one with a poofy end. On this one, I'm making a shaggy but shorter tail. This one, I'm making a pom-pom again. I think I'll try more shaggy. And over here, a pom-pom but with a spiky end. This one I'm making a long and straight. This one is long and shaggy. And this one is short. Boop! Now I can add some collars if I want, like these, and make them colorful. They're basically just a rectangle shape around the mouth. Don't worry about the lines that cross over. We're going to take care of that when we outline and erase. Just like the tongues, I'm not adding a collar to all the dogs, only some. And that's it. That's all the steps to drawing. You can find this guide on my website to keep creating more. Now, you can add any more extras that you can think of. I added more hair for the shaggy dog and these claw marks for the paws. Maybe your dog is wearing clothes or has a leash or a special toy next to it. You can draw whatever else you like until you're satisfied. That's when it's time to outline. I'm taking my smaller black pen and filling in all the places that I want to stay black. I'm outlining the top part of the head and the bottom part of the mouth so that later when I erase, all those pencil lines will disappear. So I'm outlining all the lines I want to keep in my final design, adding any other details while I go. You can see here where I'm erasing the lines I don't need anymore. Then it becomes like a coloring book. I'll repeat this process for all the dogs. Ta-da! Now we're ready for color. I'm starting with pink because I'm going to color in all the tongues with the same pink. I'm mixing and matching with my colored pencils. Later I'll use crayons. and watercolor paint. Use whatever you have and you like to use. I'm taking these colorful colored pencils and coloring in the collars of the dogs. Red, yellow, teal or turquoise, and blue. Now I'm going in with some more natural dog color crayons and making some longer hair strokes for the dogs I want to look extra shaggy. I'm making some short hair marks for the dogs that have shorter hair. This one's got lots of scruff. Now I'm adding my watercolor paints on top. Remember, you can just keep coloring with crayons or colored pencils from here, but I decided to paint. I didn't have too much of a plan. I just was mixing colors and experimenting as I went along, enjoying the creative process. Add more paint where you want darker color and more water where you want less or lighter color. Some dogs I didn't paint all over. I just made spots like this. Sometimes I needed to add more than one coat of paint and wait for them to dry in between. This took some patience. Just like people, every dog is different and unique. Every dog has their own colors, their own patterns, their own special features. Please enjoy watching me paint or create alongside me. Pause if you need more time. After that dried a bit, I wanted to go over with some lighter colored spots, so I definitely needed dry paint underneath, and I went over with a couple layers of lighter paint. For some, I painted some hair marks. When that was done and they all dried again, I went back in with my pen and recolored some of the things that got covered by paint, especially the eyes and noses that I wanted to be extra black. After, to fill in some of these gaps, I made paw print shapes with a kind of oval on the bottom and then 4 ovals standing upright on the top like this, a paw print. I put them all around the page wherever I felt like it. And that's it. We've done it. We made all kinds of dogs. I wonder what yours looked like. Thank you for drawing with me today. I'd love to see the dogs that you make. Grown-ups, you can find me on Instagram to show me. And please subscribe to my channel for